The Eagles' season ended with a 32-9 loss to the Buccaneers. Yes, friends, you heard it right. Friends, let us tell you that the 2023 season of the Philadelphia Eagles ended disappointingly in Tampa Bay on Monday night as they lost to the Buccaneers 32-9 in the Super Wild Card Playoff Finals. The defeat ended a challenging run for the Eagles, who struggled in the latter half of the season, losing 6 of their last 7 games. Despite entering the game with hopes of changing their fortunes, the Eagles were unable to overcome the formidable Buccaneers, who dominated both offensively and defensively. Star wide receiver A.J. The absence of the Eagles' offense was felt deeply by the Browns. They only managed 1 touchdown drive, including 2 crucial plays, indicating the limitations they faced without Brown's presence on the field. Quarterback Jalen Hurts, under heavy pressure from the Buccaneers' defense, struggled to find his rhythm, facing consistent blitzes that disrupted the Eagles' passing game. Friends, let us tell you that the Eagles' defense, in the absence of key players like safeties Reed Blankenship and Sidney Brown, struggled to stop the Buccaneers' attack. Tampa Bay took advantage of gaps in the Eagles' defense, consistently gaining large gains down the field, especially in the passing game. This exposed weaknesses in Philadelphia's defensive lineup and raised questions about their ability to handle high-pressure situations. A crucial 2-possession sequence in the third quarter proved to be a turning point in the game. With the score 16-9 in favor of Tampa Bay, the Eagles had a chance to stay in the game. However, a combination of offensive and defensive misses allowed the Buccaneers to increase their lead to 25-9. The sequence highlighted the Eagles' inability to capitalize on key moments and their struggle to execute under pressure. Throughout the game, the Eagles' offense failed to find its rhythm. They managed only 11 first downs and were 0-for-7 on third downs, reflecting their inability to sustain drives and keep the Buccaneers' defense on the field. The lack of a consistent running game further hindered his offensive efforts, as he managed only 36 rushing yards on 12 carries, failing to establish any dominance in the ground game. Despite their overall struggles, the Eagles had some bright spots on offense. One such moment was a 55-yard connection between Hurts and Devonta Smith, which showcased their ability to make explosive plays. However, these moments were few and far between, and the Eagles struggled to convert them into sustained offensive success. Additionally, the Buccaneers' offense proved to be a difficult challenge for the Eagles' defense. Tampa Bay's balanced attack, led by quarterback Baker Mayfield, kept the Eagles' defense strong throughout the game. Despite some stops, the Eagles were unable to consistently contain the Buccaneers' offense, allowing them to score on multiple possessions. A standout performance for the Buccaneers was wide receiver David Moore, who made a significant impact on the game. Despite being relatively unknown before the game, Moore emerged as a key player for Tampa Bay, recording 5 receptions for 94 yards and a touchdown. His contributions added another dimension to the Buccaneers' offense and further complicated the Eagles' defensive efforts. The Eagles had several opportunities to get back into the game, but failed to take advantage of them. 2 failed 2-point conversion attempts and a missed field goal on an offside penalty were indicative of their struggle to convert opportunities into points. These missed chances proved costly for the Eagles, as they were unable to close the gap with the Buccaneers on the scoreboard. Friends, let us tell you that defensively, the Eagles faced a tough challenge from Mayfield, who threw for 337 yards and 3 touchdowns. Their tackling and run defense were also a concern, as they allowed 119 rushing yards to the Buccaneers. The inability to stop the Buccaneers' offense from gaining yards and scoring points proved to be a significant factor in the outcome of the game. Also in his final game of the season, Jalen Hurts had a valiant effort, completing 25 of 35 passes for 250 yards and a touchdown. However, he faced constant pressure from the Buccaneers' defense, which limited his ability to make plays with his legs. Throughout the season, teams had made good plays on Hurts' running ability, and the Buccaneers were no different in that regard. While Devonta Smith had a standout performance with 148 receiving yards on 8 receptions, the Eagles' offense struggled to find other reliable targets. Tight end Dallas Goedert, who caught only 4 passes, was unable to provide Smith with the help he needed in the passing game. This lack of offensive firepower ultimately hindered the Eagles' ability to mount a significant comeback against the Buccaneers. Friends, after the game, the Eagles were left to reflect on a season that ended in disappointment. Despite showing promise at times, particularly in their Week 3 win over the Buccaneers, the Eagles were unable to maintain consistency throughout the season. The loss raised questions about the team's direction in the off-season and highlighted areas that needed improvement. As the Eagles look forward to the off-season, they will need to focus on several key areas to improve their chances of future success. This included strengthening their offensive line to provide better protection to Hurts, as well as adding depth to their receiving core to complement Smith. Defensively, they will need to strengthen their secondary and improve their pass rush to become more competitive against high-powered offenses like the Buccaneers. The Buddies coaching staff will also come under scrutiny, as they will need to evaluate your game plan and strategies to ensure better results. Head coach Nick Sirianni will have to assess the overall performance of the team and make the necessary adjustments to put them in a better position next season. The off-season will be important for the Eagles as they look to regroup and improve all aspects of their game. Let us tell you that despite the disappointing end to their season, the Eagles will want to use this experience as motivation to come back stronger next season. With talented players including Hurts and Smith, the Eagles have the potential to bounce back and compete at a high level. The off-season will be an important period for the team as they aim to address their weaknesses and build a strong foundation for future success. In the end, the Eagles' season in Tampa Bay ended abruptly, but it also provided valuable lessons for the team. As they reflect on their performance and prepare for the off-season, the Eagles will focus on making the necessary improvements to ensure a more successful campaign next year.